Hello and welcome to this October 20th, 2010 video version of Invested Central's Chart of the Day. I'm Tom Bowley, Invested Central's Chief Market Strategist, and it's my pleasure to provide you today's Chart of the Day. This Chart of the Day is brought to you by StockCharts.com, simply the web's best financial charts. Today we're taking a look at Danaher Corporation. This is ticker symbol DHR. This is about a $26 billion industrial company, and the problem here with DHR is it's starting to show some topping signs similar to a lot of stocks in the market right now. One of the things that we like to look at during an uptrend is we like to get stocks that pull back and hit their 20-day moving average. So I routinely run a scan looking for stocks that successfully hold their 20-day test. Well, you can see here Danaher did just that. After recently putting in higher highs, it came back down, it hit the 20-day moving average, and it closed above it. Ordinarily, we'd view that somewhat bullishly. The problem this time is that on its most recent high, as you can see here, higher price, we had lower MACD readings. This is a long-term negative divergence. It's a sign of slowing momentum, and as a result, DHR is a prime candidate to get hit fairly hard if the market decides that this pause that was taken on Tuesday, if it continues to carry over, spill over into the latter part of this week or maybe into next week. So DHR is one you want to really keep on your radar screen here. If we move back up, the MACD is already so much lower than it was a few weeks ago that even if the price moves back up and gets back up over 42 and gets up close to threatening these recent highs, chances are the divergence is not going to follow suit. So I'd look for one of two things here on Danaher. Either we go sideways, maybe we bounce back up, come back down, and then just kind of go sideways for a little while as the 50-day moving average comes up from underneath. Or I think probably the more likely scenario is that we lose the 20-day moving average and we take a move down to test the 50-day moving average. Now notice as the 50-day keeps rising, it is going to get up close to this price support level. You can see back here in early August we had put in a high at about 39.70. We went through that in early September. We came back down. We tested this 39.70 area before moving back up. So if we do lose the 20-day moving average, that would seem to be the area where Danaher will find some support. So right around that 39.70, 39.75 area, and it could also coincide with a 50-day test if the 50-day continues moving higher here over the next few days. So that's a couple of the scenarios to look at for DHR. Now the stock could always break back out again, especially if it's on heavy volume. That would be bullish. So we've got to keep that as a possibility. So if you do consider taking a short position from the current price up to, say, the 42.25, 42.30 area, any kind of a heavy volume close back over, say, 42.50 would negate this negative divergence, and you might want to just kind of move back to the sidelines. So DHR, I think, looks interesting from a short perspective. We've been looking at almost everything from the long side over the last few weeks, but it does look to me like many stocks, including Danaher here, are starting to put in these negative divergences, and that could be a warning sign for some additional weakness to come over. Could be a few days, could be a week or two, but it's something to at least keep an eye on. One other point, you can see that on this latest breakout, after getting up to 41.50, coming down to the 20-day, coming back up and going through 41.50, really didn't have much volume, just kind of average, moderate type volume on this breakout, and that's also a sign that the move to the upside may be mature. So a couple things to think about. DHR looks like a possible shorting candidate, and we'll see how this develops over the next couple of days. I hope you've enjoyed our presentation today. Be sure to check out our chart of the day every day at investedcentral.com. While you're there, sign up for our free weekly Market Pulse newsletter and have the chart of the day emailed directly to you. Happy trading.